Hi, this is Bruno from RVing TV, and today I thought we would try something a little bit different. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade ice cream. Now we're actually going to use the attachment that you can purchase through a variety of stores for your KitchenAid mixer. It's a special bowl that you would freeze overnight, which we've already done, and we'll show you that a little bit later after our ingredients are ready to go. But in the search for having a really healthy ice cream, which you can't always find because not all the stores carry it, I actually went searching to see if I could find a recipe that would be very easy for a beginner like myself to make. On the internet, there's tons of recipes out there. Now I happen to find a real easy one to make, very minimal ingredients, and it will take you about an hour to make the ice cream. The really nice thing about this ice cream is that you can store it in the freezer if you're not eating a lot of ice cream. Maybe it's a little cooler weather, you're not making it in the middle of the summer, and you're one or two people eating it, and it's lasting a little longer. It's not going to freeze up, get freezer burnt, get really hard like some of the recipes out there will do. So I've really enjoyed this. Today we're going to make vanilla ice cream, and it's a very straightforward recipe. What we're really going to need is about 2 cups of heavy cream. Now it does call for 1 cup of whole milk. Now I've cheated in the past. I don't keep whole milk at the house, nor am I going to run out just to buy whole milk. So we're actually using 1%. I just modify the recipe a little bit by eye, where I'll add a little extra heavier cream, just a smidgen less 1% milk, and it actually comes out absolutely phenomenal. Now around an Italian household, heavy cream is always used, so we don't mind picking that up, because likely what's going to happen after we make our ice cream is we're going to make some pasta with a really nice cream sauce. We are going to need a half a cup of sugar and some vanilla extract. So really what we want to do at this point is we want to take our heavy cream, pour it into our bowl. We're going to want to take our milk, add it to that. We will then want to take our sugar, add it as well, and then we're going to need some vanilla extract. Now you can use the real thing. Many of us are probably going to have some sort of an artificial extract. It calls for 1 teaspoon, which I've typically done. But sometimes I find it's just a smidgen light on the flavor. So today we're going to try something different, and we're actually going to use 2 teaspoons instead of the 1. And I'll be able to report back to you what that's like. Now at this point, you're going to want to have your whisk ready. You're going to want to whisk everything together until the sugar is completely dissolved. Now once the sugar is dissolved, we're going to return this to the fridge, and we're going to let it cool, which is going to take approximately a half hour. And that's why I said, this is about a 1 hour recipe, because we're half hour of cooling our mixture. It's going to take us about 20-25 minutes using the ice cream maker. And then we're going to put the ice cream to cool, which I'll go over those steps in a little bit with you. Now what's really nice about this is you don't need to go out and buy that really expensive ice cream machine to make the ice cream. If you have a good KitchenAid stand mixer in your house, you can actually buy the bowl at a fairly reasonable price, and by the time you've done this a few times, it's going to have paid for itself. Now we happened to pick up the bowl from walmart.ca because we couldn't find it in the store at the time, so they shipped it straight to the house. So looks like our mixture is whipped together really nice. What we're going to do now is take this to the fridge. We're going to want it to let it cool approximately a half hour. We want to make sure that it gets down to about 7 degrees. When it's 7 degrees, and that's 7 degrees Celsius, about 45 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to take it out and we're going to start the next process. So for now, we'll take this over to the fridge. We're going to place it in here to get nice and cool. And I apologize if I'm stepping out of the chute, but we're going to let that cool for the next half hour. I like to set a timer just as a little reminder, so if I get going on making something else, or maybe I'm running outside to do some work, or even just kicking back and watching, catching up on one of the shows that I've missed over the last little while, it's a nice, easy reminder. Anyways, we'll check back with you shortly and we'll go through the next steps of making our homemade vanilla ice cream. Okay, so it's been about a half hour now. Our bowl has cooled down with our milk in there and our cream. So now I checked the temperature in the fridge. We were just below 7 degrees. So I've actually taken out our bowl from the freezer. We're going to place our attachment. So easiest way is actually put that right inside here. Then this is going to sit on our KitchenAid just like a regular bowl. Then what we will do is actually bring up our bowl and our attachment together here. And we are going to want to start our mixer nice and slow. And as that's actually going very carefully, we're going to start pouring in our cream mixture, cream and milk mixture. Now this is going to need to run for 20 minutes. So what we'll do here is we'll scoop the side of our bowl, but in the same time, I like to set our timer for 20 minutes. Scoop out the edges really nicely so that we can get our entire mixture in there. No point in actually wasting any of the mixture. Pour that right in. And I will actually come and take the camera, bring it up a little closer so that you can actually see what it's doing. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to take our camera out, give you a little closer shot. So that's what our bowl's going to look like. And this is what's actually happening here. So you're going to see with our bowl that's nice and cold, our mixture is being spun around. It's cooling with every turn, solidifying our mixture into ice cream. This will take about 20 minutes. You'll see the consistency changing at the 20-minute mark. If you decide you want it a little bit tougher, or then you can actually let it run a little bit longer. If you want more of a slightly soft serve consistency, then you'll stop it at the 20-minute mark or just slightly before. So we're going to let this run for the next 20 minutes, and then we're going to do a little bit of cleanup, and we will then check back shortly to finish our ice cream. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 20 minutes now that our mixer has been running. We can see a real change in the consistency, and we actually have ice cream here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a second, I'm going to show you something, because I like to take my bowls and start to getting them chilled. So what I do recommend are some glass bowl containers for your ice cream. Of course, these have really good seals in them so that you can seal up your ice cream, and that you'll keep that consistency and keep them from getting any of that freezer burn. So what we're going to do is turn off our mixer now. Now, one little tip, you want to make sure when you're using your KitchenAid mixer and you're making your ice cream that you leave it or you set it to the stir function. You don't want to use a higher speed. You want to use the stir function and let it stir nice and slowly to get the consistency. We actually have a drop-down style mixer that we use. You can be using the flip-up one, doesn't really make a difference. And then we're going to lift that up, and we'll give you a little idea of the consistency there. So what we're going to do now is we can actually pull this right up, and you're going to see the consistency of our ice cream. We'll pull the bowl over to the side, and then with a spatula, I just like to get in and take our ice cream down. Now, if you felt you didn't like the consistency, you could actually, as I mentioned earlier, let it stir for a little bit longer. Now, your ice cream bowls here, you can purchase them from a variety of sources. It really just depends where your preference is. You may already have them at home that you're using for other uses as well. Now, you'll notice when I'm doing this, our ice cream is actually a consistency basically equal to a soft serve ice cream. And we'll do a little taste test in a little bit. I like to just get as much of this off, and you'll notice because it's not completely frozen as if it had been sitting in your freezer, you will notice it can melt a little bit as we're actually working with it. So get as much of that off as you can. And then usually what I will do is return the ice cream here. And my fault, usually I have a little plate ready to go that we take and put our mixer, because what we're going to want to do is reach in our bowl. And you're going to see here, I'll show you in a few moments, we still have lots of ice cream in the bowl. This recipe will actually make 2 really good sized servings. And it's absolutely phenomenal. And again, nice and fresh, no preservatives, no heavy chemicals. Really, your worst thing in this ice cream is your sugar. So I like to just scoop out the bowl really good. Then what we'll do is we'll end up cleaning up the bowl and then putting it back to refreeze so it's ready to go at a moment's notice. Because you can make fresh ice cream for when friends are coming over. You could add some toppings in here if you wanted. You could add some food coloring if you wanted it to look a little different. But being vanilla ice cream, of course, we want it to be really good. So you'll just notice the consistency here. Really nice consistency, and we'll give it a little try. Oh, I'm going to really enjoy that later. But for now, what we're going to do, sorry, I made a little bit of a mess there. What we're going to do is I like to take the containers, seal them up, let them sit in the freezer. Now, my recommendation, if you're lucky enough to have a freezer with the ice cream soft serve drawer, that's actually your best spot to keep this ice cream so that you're ready to go anytime that you want to have ice cream. Give it a good push. So we're going to put that in the freezer for about 20 minutes, half an hour. It'll just firm up that consistency a little bit more, and you're ready to serve. You could eat it right now if you wanted. I like it just a smidgen harder than that, and sitting in the freezer will actually do that. So this is Bruno from RVing TV saying I hope that you enjoyed this video on our vanilla ice cream, homemade fresh ingredients. I will post the details for the recipes and the steps just below the video section, and I hope that you enjoy that. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to click the like button and feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified as we bring you new videos on great features, things like homemade recipes for bread, the ice cream, cakes, also test drive videos and product reviews that will actually increase your lifestyle. Now, we're called RVing TV, so we do have a focus on recreational vehicles, but in general our channel is about full lifestyle benefits, really living a good life. And as many people know, I go by a motto of work hard, play hard. Thank you for watching our video, and I hope you live life to its fullest.